To our CTA report, Mr. Rodriguez.
Good evening. It's been a very busy start to 2016. I'm pleased with the collaborative work that we have been able to do so far with our new district administration and with the positive moves towards resolution of a number of issues and some longstanding issues in our district. All of this bodes well for the future. As an update, I mentioned to you that we would be bringing a number of our educators to Tallahassee. So far, the count for the total rally stands at about 3,000. So our folks will be joining about 3,000 of their best friends in Tallahassee on Thursday. And look for us on the news. We'll be having a reporter that will be riding with us on the bus. So our folks are going up there to do the work of our district, really, which is to let our legislators know that enough is enough. We want some sense brought back into the legislative process with laws and rules that make sense, that actually support public schools and not something else altogether. We do, as a union, have continuing, ongoing concerns about our students and employees in schools in the Green Zone, where turnover and frustration continues to hamper everyone's success. I don't think anyone would deny that that's one of the contributing factors. As a union, we've begun to discuss the systemic issues around what is going on there, and we want to encourage the school district and its leadership to do the same. The issues are more than more training, better equipment, recruiting someone from New York or Michigan. We have to begin to look at what systemic decisions have been made that have placed students and staff in the Green Zone in tough circumstances. As a union, we believe that the decisions that were made in the past were with the best intentions at the time. But we need to revisit those decisions because of the collateral results, and maybe I'll use the word damage, of grouping mostly poor minority children in the same schools over time. Study after study since the 1950s bears witness to the simple fact that this type of segregation, whether intentional or not, does not serve the students or staff well. This conversation will not be easy or comfortable. It's happening around the country. It's happening in our state. It needs to happen without the pointing of fingers, placing of blame, or jumping to conclusions. So to that end, on March 3rd, the CTA will be beginning this conversation with a group of community leaders. Hopefully we'll have your support as well, and our members, because if we don't, who will? The time really is now. Our community struggles with the telltale signs of poverty and hopelessness: juvenile crime, domestic violence, drugs, gangs, and transients. Martin Luther King's birthday is on Monday. All of us will be marching in the parade, so it's appropriate that I quote something that he said in 1961 to the Florida AFL-CIO in Miami, of all places, about unions and being active participants in the civil rights movement. And we do believe that education is a civil right. What he said was, our needs are identical with labor's needs: decent wages, fair working conditions, livable housing, old age security, health and welfare measures, and conditions in which families can grow, have education for their children, and respect in the community. He went on to talk about education and the crisis of unemployment and low-wage jobs, all of which impact our community today. The conversation that we need to have cannot be one that's external to the school district, but one in which the school district plays an integral role in working to teach the community's children and provide the equality and equity that we need for all of them. This cannot happen if we perpetuate a system of separate but equal in a group of schools in one zone, because quite frankly, you need to hear that things are not equal. When children need more, employees have to work more. And what's happening in Green Zone schools with the loss of personnel has a lot to do with that. I'll personally be inviting each one of you by phone so that we can have a conversation about our March 3rd symposium, and I hope that you all will consider participating, because it is a conversation that we're going to have, and we would like for you to be a part of it.
Thank you, Ms. Rodriguez.